Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Three Peas and the Pies. Today, Sea Love is out, but you have Mike Lowry, Trinity Team. We have a special guest. We have my friend Suzy, and today we're just gonna jump right into the topics. The first topic that I want to talk about, I don't know if you guys both seen the news on the news that happened over last week. This was about a 6-year-old lady. She worked at Wells Fargo. So this happened in Arizona. So what happened was she went to work on a Friday. She clocked in. So from the article as I was reading it was most of the employees they work remote, but she happened to go in the office. She badged in the office, and 4 days later, there was some people in the office. They had complained about a bad smell, and they found her in the office bed. So I don't know if she died that Friday when she first got in the office or like over the weekend, anything like that. But I want to know like what's your thoughts on that specific situation?
Well, it's really odd because, it's that 3, 4 days. So no one in those 3, 4 days went in an office. I know everyone works remote, but there's got to be cameras, there got to be surveillance, there's got to be something, especially because it's Wells Fargo. It's not no little regular other office. It's Wells Fargo. Like, really,
Yeah.
nobody. And I think I read part of the article that said supposedly there's no foul play, according to them.
Right, it
So,
did.
what was the cause of death?
Right. I don't know. And that
Did she have a stroke? Did she get poisoned? Something like something had to happen.
right. Yeah, yeah. It can be multiple issues. Now, what I can say is this happened at my school, Maceo. So this happened a couple of years ago. Like there was a lady working there, and she complained to them about a old in the school, and they didn't do anything about that.
Mm-hmm.
But she ended up passing away in the school due to
Oh
that due
no!
to that yeah that odor. So when I seen that article, I thought of the same thing. I'm like, well, I'm hoping there was like no bad smell or anything inside there that they could have caused her to just pass away.
Like gas, or or
Anything.
or doesn't necessarily have to smell, but carbon dioxide. It's
Right.
it's it's
Yes.
silent, but somebody had to have seen something.
Right.
You can't just have someone walk in a building and no one have no surveillance of it. The moment she clocks in, she got to clock out. Somebody has to have some type of record of that.
That's what I
Mhm.
was about to say. So if you working, then it's a clock in and clock out, and even if it's not a clock in and clock out, it's some form of system. Whether you
Correct.
emailing somebody, whether you on Microsoft Teams, whatever the case, and there should be security if it's a bank, whether they work remote or not.
Right.
Yeah.
Something should have triggered that
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
got an issue.
Yeah. Something. Someone had to have questioned. Okay, why didn't she clock out? And it's already the weekend.
Right. Because
That,
4 days, that's a long
that's a
time.
long time. Like, you mean to tell me? I know they said everybody works from home. You mean to tell me nobody walks in the building? Nobody.
It ain't about clocking out because you know how most jobs, how you see you online or if you're away. Because nowadays most everybody use Microsoft Teams. You can see
Mm-hmm.
your away or you online. So I'm like none of that like raise a flag or anything like that. And then my other concern was like her family and friends. So like I don't talk to my family every day,
Mm-hmm.
but like if
Yeah. For
some
4 days, somebody got to be like, "Hello, how are you?"
right.
Did nobody reach out?
Son, brother, sister.
Right.
So was it an employee that found her dead?
That I didn't see. I heard that they stated that it was like tenants, like within a
The building
building.
itself, and they
Right.
just had like a foul odor, and then that's what they called it. Oh
Yeah,
wow.
that's how they found her over the
Oh,
4 days. So I'm like, dang. So yeah, I seen that.
poor lady. Well, I hope it was natural causes and no one actually, did something to her.
Right. Speaking of banks, did y'all see what happened this weekend with Chase?
Did I what?
With Chase Bank?
What happened? I have Chase. I didn't see it.
You have Chase?
I
Do you
did.
have Chase? You have Chase Bank? So okay, so over the weekend, well, back in the day how most folks used to do that. How most folks used to like call ask you who you bank with, and they used to try like give you money and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So for it's like over the weekend it went viral to where like what was happening was. I guess you can call it hackers,
Hmm.
but that was like pretty much like accessing people accounts. You know, what I'm saying they can get money, but their accounts was going in a negative balance.
They were saying that they were going to add money to their account.
Right.
Instead,
Because
they
it
were
was on a
taking it.
negative balance.
No, that was no. So the goal was, you know how most folks say, I'm gonna flip this $100 to 1,000,
Uh huh.
and they end up being overdraft, have to pay money.
Okay.
That's what happened with the Chase Bank, with these Chase.
What?
Right. So folks was giving folks like their account information
Uh-huh.
to try to make them, you know, flip their money, but instead you
See, I'm
seen
gonna stop you right there.
screenshots.
That's already fishy. Because
Right.
ain't nobody gonna flip your money just for the hell of it.
Right.
No. So
And if
no.
it sounds
And
too
I
good
tell
to
you,
be true,
it
it
ain't
usually
true.
is, right?
Exactly.
It's not true.
So I'm like, people still doing this, and I've
If
seen
you
it
don't
all
get
over
a
the
letter
internet.
through the mail directly from your bank, and you get a random phone call, we don't know who's on the other side of the phone. So no, it's a click for me.
Right.
I could never. That's confidential information. You don't just sit here and give out your account information.
But some folks believe in that. That's just
Oh,
like
Lord.
that's just like how, because like I'm an IT, so like I be dealing with customers. That's like how some people like they'll call people and they'll be like, "Oh, let me access your machine, to fix your problem," because sometimes they go on web page and they get like these alerts and call this
Okay.
number to fix it, and they do the same
But
thing.
still, it does
Give you
not
your
matter.
card information, and guess what
Who's
they do?
gonna flip 100 to 1,000 just for the hell of it?
Right.
Never know.
Nobody.
Right.
Ain't nobody. Yeah.
Yeah, so I seen that. Yeah.
I can't recognize
Mm-mm. Yeah, so I thought about that up since talking about Wells Fargo.
Yeah, it didn't happen to me. It could not.
That was
I don't give
dumb.
out my information.
Me either.
If it's not if it's not a certified letter through the mail from Chase, they ain't getting nothing
I don't trust them either.
at all. But still,
Shoot.
but at least if you get that letter, you have documentation. You
Right.
have paper trail. This is my proof that this is why it happened to me. A phone call,
Yeah.
you don't know who's calling.
I don't trust them either because all banks got some type of scam. They got these hidden fees and all these taking money
Yeah.
out your account.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You know what's crazy? Now that you mention it, my parents are very old school. They do have a bank account because nowadays you need a bank account for a lot of things.
Yeah.
But they store their money
In
in a
shoebox.
safe box in the bank, not in the bank account. So yeah,
The stress is
yeah, I can't do it in a shoebox. My house lights up on fire. That's it. I'm not getting that back. I can't. I cannot.
Okay. So I have another topic. So I seen an article. I didn't read the comments, but I seen an article. I don't know if it's true or it's just most folks post things just to go viral.
Yeah.
So the article said that this woman, she had divorced her husband 30 days after he lost his job. And what she did was she had hooked up with his friend.
What? His friend after they? Oh wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I want to see what was your thoughts on that.
They've been messing around because one, ain't no woman about to leave, quote unquote, her security. I've been dealing with women all my life, so she was black, Hispanic.
Black. Where was it?
Ain't no woman of color. I'm gonna say period. No woman of color, no minority woman is leaving her security unless, even if he messed up 1,000 times, they always give us chance after chance.
Right.
Unless she got a backup plan of, I got a different type of security, and for it to be the homie, they've been
messing around.
Yeah.
You never
That's
know.
messed up though.
It is. It's messed up. But you know what? They say a man goes as far as a woman allows him to. In this case, since she was the one that took initiative to divorce this man, I feel like she was the one that started looking for the friend.
Right.
It doesn't necessarily mean they were history. It's just more like, okay, I shot my shot with this one, it didn't work. Let me try with this one since they're friends. I don't know. Some people replace others with someone similar to the person they just left.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It could be. I don't know. They were friends for a reason.
So you call a type.
Maybe that's what. Yeah, maybe that was her type. But that's messed up because in a marriage,
But the friend though,
when you fall, the other person's supposed to pick you up.
right?
And then she went and did it with a friend.
Yeah, that's the crazy part about it. Yeah, because I'm like, but yeah, that's the crazy part though. But I do see this in real life and also in movies. How especially on social media. You know how women like they screenshot things that their partner friends tells them stuff like, "Oh, your man out here and cheating. Oh, you deserve better," and shit like that. So I'm like, I wonder if he was the type of guy, and then
He was
this,
fishing, seeing what
yeah,
he
and
could
then
catch.
right, and then this happened, and then she just freaked with him. You know what I'm saying?
And again, even if that was the case,
Mm-hmm.
he's gonna go as far as she lets him. So if he throws a hook and she bites it, that's it. That's game over.
Yeah.
And the type of person that she sounds to be, that's a gold digger. She was trying to find an opportunity. She was trying to get her bills paid or get her hair done, nails done. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know.
But you're right about that. Women do find security. And if they're established, then yeah, they're not gonna leave it. No matter
Right.
how many times the
Facts.
guy messed up, they'll give you another chance, and the chance is really just irreparable. Then that's when you part ways. But that's
Right.
crazy. That girl is crazy.
Yep. But when she did that, I always think about the movie. You ever seen the Tyler Perry movie, Temptations?
I sure have.
That
Yes.
comes to mind. Like you always
Sure.
leave a good man for somebody else you think is good, and then bad things just happen.
But also, we don't know how the man was.
True, you don't.
So there's always both sides. I'm not defending because either way it goes, what she did by moving on with the next person that happened to be his friend, that's already bad. That's horrible.
And
Right.
a woman that haven't been healed want excitement. Not
Yeah.
that a regular woman don't, but I'm saying if you got a woman that's used to chaos and drama and somebody going upside her head, and it's trauma, it's not right, but she equate I love you with
Right.
you hitting her.
Yeah.
So now when you come with the baby, can I rub your back? Can I massage your feet? Can I cook for you? She's like, what's wrong with this square?
Yeah.
Like that's what's going off in her
You're
mind.
right. You're
Yep, they
right.
do. Especially when they call you out beautiful every damn day. Like, dang,
Yeah,
he
I don't deserve
I
it.
don't
Because in their mind, it's like, and again, it's trauma, but it's like,
Yeah.
I don't deserve this. But here you come with the wild stuff and the stuff she used to, and now she equate that with
That
love.
is true. That is true. That is, yeah, it's true. It's a change that some women be like, why?
Right.
Why is this happening? But
Yes, yeah. I'm not a woman, so I never understand that. Like, how you first date somebody, and then you do this, and then like throughout the relationship, you stop doing it, and they wonder why. I mean, as a man, like sometimes it just don't
it's
go
because
through
it's
my
hard
head.
for some women and men to understand that you cannot get someone used to something and then you just stop because you think, oh, she's on lock. Like that's it. No, you gotta keep going. You have to keep going. You cannot change a pattern.
Right.
Maybe add to it, but don't subtract. You can't do that.
But I think life changes that sometimes. So let's say
Struggles and all that.
yeah,
Yeah.
not just, but let's say we single. So we single, we taking trips, we screwing like newlyweds. Excuse my French here,
Okay.
but we having a blast because we don't have no kids involved. That's where I'm going with this.
Gotcha.
So now let's fast forward 3-4 years later. Now we got a baby or we got two babies. We can't do what we used to do. We can't go anywhere. She might have gained a few pounds. You gained a few pounds. Y'all ain't the same. Everything happened differently, but in her mind, you don't take me out no more. You don't do this. When do I have the time to do that?
But what do the pounds got to do with that, though?
Exactly. I was gonna say, wait a minute.
No,
What does
because
the-
you say pattern change. So that's what I'm saying. I'm
No,
saying
but
as
no,
far
okay.
as pattern.
But
So
see-
I'm telling you overall because life changed,
Right.
life situations change.
Correct.
So now we don't go out or we can't go out the way we used to. We don't have a babysitter.
Yes.
We can't do this.
But
I agree.
that's circumstances. Change to me is growth. We can change things. Okay, we have a kid now. We don't have a babysitter. So let's all three of us go do something. There's always time. It's just a matter of planning it. I always believe that when there's romanticism, it doesn't always necessarily have to involve money. We can have a picnic at the park, you, me, and my kid.
Mhm.
Of course, it's not going to be the same. We're going to go clubbing and drinking and getting all messed up. Of course, it's not. But there's always a change. You can add to the pattern. That's why I was saying earlier. You can add to the pattern. Just don't subtract. Don't take away what we had.
Right.
So yes, we can't take trips because
Right.
we now have an extra expense. We have our responsibility for the child.
Mhm.
The babysitter, etc. But now you can also add, okay, Now let's take a trip to the zoo. You, me, and my kid. Now let's go on do a picnic. Let's go to the park. There's other things. And again, I'm not a big. I don't know. I can't speak for every woman. I am not a big on. We have to spend money to have money. I mean to have fun. I'm not.
I like that. Yeah.
You don't have to spend money to have fun.
Right.
All it takes is good energy, good vibes, and you ready to go.
Yep.
That's it.
I agree.
That's
I agree.
it.
I
That's
agree.
it.
I agree. Yep.
But
Yeah.
I went out because I was talking overall while I went.
I'm
with
sorry.
the pounds.
And a little bit of alcohol.
Of a woman saying she doesn't feel. That's where I was going with it. She's saying she doesn't feel attractive. What I was saying.
Oh, when she gained
Yeah,
it.
the baby's here. That's why
Right.
I added that.
Gotcha.
Where I was going with that. So now the baby's here. Well, versus before, we could go to Victoria's Secret. Now we got to go to Lane Bryant.
No,
You know what I mean?
now we gotta go to the gym and we're gonna do it together.
Yeah, that's
also
too.
bonding. That's also bonding. That's also, hey, I'm gonna help you. I got you. You got me. So, yeah, I think it's all perspective. It's how
Right.
you look at it.
Right.
How you look at it. But as long as you do it as a team, that's good. All you
Right.
need. That's all you need. That's all you need. And sometimes a lot of women feel like they have to have money. They gotta have money.
Right.
I can be broke and still have fun.
See, I like that. I like that because that's what I was gonna say like about a situation because like there are times to where like back then like you said back then you have no kids so you can have a ball but now you got kids and then you probably like bought a house so you got more expenses
Right.
so like a lot of things we did in the past like go out on the dates stuff like that luxury places we can't do that no more but some people feel like that's something that they need to make them feel special or anything like that. Other than like she said, like me, I love picnics. Every spring we go on a picnic,
That's nice.
we go there and we, feed the ducks and we eat. So like those, but most people, I mean, I don't know how people think, but I feel like money should be involved. But that's
I'm
the
just a
reason
very
why.
frugal person. I speak for myself. Yes, I do. But I think there's a lot of women out there that can agree that you don't necessarily have to spend money on someone to have fun.
Right.
I think it's more of how far are you willing to go for us to have a good time without going the extra mile,
Right.
getting a booth at some place or renting out making reservations. No, let's just go with the flow and have fun. And you know what? Sometimes it turns out better than actually having reservations at the most expensive restaurant and stuff like that. I speak for myself again. But
Yeah.
that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion.
I agree. Because I always wanted. It don't happen to me because I'm a quick to say no. But
You're frugal too. That's why.
huh?
You frugal
No,
too.
I'm not. I just know that I can just read between the lines. But I always notice that sometimes, like on the first date, most women wants to go somewhere like expensive, like a steakhouse, shit like that. Like you said, money.
Why? Because they want to be impressed.
I don't know.
I think she probably want to. I don't want to say
It don't happen to me because
You know
but she
what?
want to feel appreciated. So let's say she been dealing with losers for most of her life.
I call it a gold digger.
No, I know I hear you,
Well-
but let's say she been dealing with losers for the rest of her life. So,
Okay.
She wants an
That's-
upgrade.
Right.
But okay, I feel you on that. But also, I feel like, again, I'm speaking for myself. No one, please don't feel offended. There's a lot of women that say, I don't want no chilies for a date. I don't want no this. Why not?
What was on with that? Yeah, right,
Exactly. It's a meal. I don't want to go somewhere expensive where the guy is a butt or I can't cuss her. You can't go to be with no asshole. I don't care how much you can spend on me. If I'm content with the type of person you are, it doesn't matter where we go. Now, number two, why do you feel like they need to spend money on you for you to feel like you're worthy? If you feel like you're worthy, you don't necessarily have to wait on someone to spend money on you. You can do it yourself.
Yeah, I agree.
But that's me. A lot of women believe that, okay, I invest in my hair, I invest in my nails, I invested in an outfit. Can you invest in a good meal? And I'm okay with that too, But it just depends how you are, how the type of person that you are. Because if I'm feeling you enough for me to accept to go out on a date with you, let's go to McDonald's. I don't care. Let's go to Chili's. I do not care. Because the sole purpose of a date is for me to get to know the type of person that you are, not to see how much you're willing to spend on me.
Exactly
Because the
right.
next day, you never know.
You might not
You
like
could
me.
take me to freaking the reunion tower and have a nice dinner. I'll be shocked.
Mm-hmm.
But again, a lot of women do that because they want to feel like I'm worthy of this. You should be worthy of anything, but you should know that yourself. You shouldn't have to have someone spending money on you for you to know that you're worthy of it. You know, in my opinion.
And the other half is the men fault too. So if you come around and you,
Oh, flashing.
yeah, you flexy, you big Willie, she see the Rolex, she see all the like, and you come around giving off that image.
Oh, I got
keep
you.
it that way.
I got yeah,
You better keep
exactly.
it
You
that
gotta
way.
keep it. You
Better
started
keep it that
off
way.
throwing hundreds and doing all this stuff. So
Yeah.
now this is what she expect because you played big
That part I
Willie.
understand. Right,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
If you flashing shit, show me the money.
But then again, what if the guy is doing it to see how far the girl is willing to go? Like if you flashing just to see her reaction, just to see if you testing her. What if she's a gold digger? Okay, I see the Rolex and where we going next. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I guess it's all about the money for a lot of people nowadays.
Yeah.
That should be another topic. The fact that some people can't just seriously have a legitimate conversation with somebody, just get to know somebody for who they are and not what they can provide.
Right.
That's crazy to me.
You know, you know, you know what I heard on the radio this morning. Since you said that, so every morning I listen to the radio, and each week they have like a topic to ask people, right? And this morning they asked a topic. It was like, what are questions that you would ask on the first date? Somebody said, I'm gonna ask what's your credit score.
Okay, I'm a big family oriented person, so I need to know what kind of relationship you have with your parents. Because, again, um, I'm a very also, well, not religious, but I'm a, God fearing person. So, the Lord says to honor your mother and father. And sometimes our parents are wrong. Just because they're adults and they're older than us does not mean they're always correct.
I agree.
So there's some times where you just can't see eye to eye with your parents. But as a child, I feel like just apologize, because parents, they're older than us. They have a whole different mentality. But once you apologize to them for something that they did wrong, that's when you go in and squeeze it. Because that's how I it's kind of squeeze in and be like, look, mom, I apologize if you took it this way, but you also have to see it this way. So if I feel like you're able to do that with your parents, I think that you'll be able to communicate with them. That communication in general is just so important. It's so important. Credit score, yeah, it's important, but I'm not marrying you tomorrow, so it doesn't matter now.
Right.
You can build credit.
You can.
Yeah. So I need to know what kind of relationship you have with your family.
That's a good one.
Because if you messy with all your family, no.
What about you?
I want to know how your last relationships with an S ended. Because
It's
if you
a
the
S.
problem, then we don't need to be here. Because you find a bunch of.
What if you fix that problem?
You can't. You find a bunch of gorgeous women, gorgeous head to toe, and you get with her, and you like, dang, I see why she's single now.
Yeah, right.
Like
Right.
you the common denominator. You know
Right.
what I mean?
But sometimes, but yeah, right. You got right. But what if her past dudes? So you know how people have types, and you know how women always choose the wrong men. What if that's why it was her
And
past?
you need deliverance. How I feel. So I'm with her because I believe in God too. So if you haven't healed
Amen.
from all your past stuff, you can't get in no relationship.
But see,
until you
that's
get
another
delivered.
thing. A lot of us, because it's happened to me too.
Mhm.
A lot of us move on so quick because we feel comfortable with the next person, that we don't give us time to heal. And maybe we don't know that we are the problem. We don't know that we're the common denominator. So sometimes the right person, even if it's not to be in a relationship, just the right person that comes into your life can help you realize that.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you know what? You need to take some time. Stop dating all these folks, because you end up dating the wrong guy each and every time, because it's a pattern. You're used to it. It's like you said earlier. You're so used to not getting treated a certain way that that's what you follow. But then here comes this person and says, you know what? You need to tone it down, get yourself together. Sometimes, yes, again, maybe the woman is the one that's messing up time after time after time after time, but there hasn't been that one person say, you need to calm your butt down, get you together. Sometimes we need that person in our lives.
We do.
We do. And that's how you realize, you know what? Yes. And then maybe that's when you said I need to know your past relationships. It's because you never know. Because all I'm gonna say is a woman cannot be crazy just because she's crazy. Somebody made it crazy. A man, same way.
I agree.
Same way. So somebody turned you into this person. So you cannot go based on what the past was to move in the future. Yes, it does in one way, shape, or form affect it because everybody don't change. There's things that you can move forward, but you still carry from your past. So, that's what healing is for. But I don't know. Again, me, family. I need to know how you are with your family.
I'm gonna need to know one thing. Well, one of my things is I'm gonna want to know if you got a job.
Yes. Yes.
And the reason why I said that is because I see a lot that most folks like to use you, for things, and they ain't got nothing going for their life. So, like, if you in that situation,
You become a liability more than an
yeah,
asset.
right, don't bother me, right, yeah. Yeah, because, like, how in a relationship, what I look for is.
What if she just lost her job?
Now, that's understandable. That's understandable. But
What are you
she better be
doing?
looking for another
Yes,
job.
what are you
Yeah.
doing?
I'm be sitting on
Yeah.
your ass.
But I'm different in that too, right? So
Right.
this is what I believe. So I believe that a man, you always hear me say this, should be the protector and provider.
That's
so I don't
correct.
care if she don't have no job in the aspect of not working at all, because if we gonna get serious, then I prefer you be at home
A
cooking and
housewife.
cleaning and taking care of the kids.
Right.
Like I would prefer that. I got an old school way of thinking,
Now,
not
she
in a
want-
negative manner.
Now, if you want to do that,
That's
right?
really nice to hear from a man because unfortunately nowadays it takes two to
Right.
withhold a household because
Yes.
everything is so pricey and expensive.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've been in both situations. I've been in a situation where I've been taken care of. I've been a housewife, and I've also been in a situation where I don't have a job. But it's like you said, it depends. What are you doing to move forward?
Right.
But nowadays, everything is so expensive. I do feel like both of you have to work to live well, not as the rich folk,
Right.
to live well. Because the day that my husband falls sick, I want us to be okay, and vice versa.
I agree.
And I'm not saying because I'm taking care of you, go spend it. That's the other side of that. I don't
right.
mean go out and have a ball.
That's right.
I got you, but I got you as long as I got
You got me
us.
back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So don't mean go out and spend till the bank account at zero. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some do that. Yeah, I got you.
That's true. Then you know what? It's true because my mom never worked. She worked maybe for a period of 5 years, but my mom, she's very frugal too. And I can say this loudly and proudly. My father has everything he has, not only because he worked for it, because my mom kept it for him. Right. It also takes, just because you're at home cooking and cleaning doesn't mean you can't take care of his money.
right.
And you can multiply it without having to go out and spend it. So my
My
mom
daddy
was
was
that type
the
of
same
person.
way. The whole paycheck going to mama. Mama was
Yeah,
the bank.
yeah, yeah.
Mm.
My
This
mom-
going on
exactly.
bills, this going on
Exactly,
groceries, this
exactly.
going on.
And my dad has never had that. Has this big bill been paid for? Never, ever, ever, ever. But we are in a very different time, and I feel like a lot of people are very superficial. They work to look good. They work to keep a front. They don't work to hold or sustain a household.
Right.
So it's very difficult to find a person like that.
I got you.
It's good.
I got one more topic before it's time to go. So this happened yesterday. I know you all seen it. So what are your thoughts on the shooting that happened in Georgia? But you know what's funny though? Because usually when there's a shooting, it's always somebody who just graduated or over 18. But in this time, it was somebody who was 14 years old. But I didn't read. I don't know what was the motive. But I'm like, was he bullied or?
But oh my god. Okay. I know we're raised in different times. And
Right.
I know bullying nowadays have become this suicidal. Bullying and suicide are hand in hand nowadays.
Mhm.
I just came from the hair salon. I was actually having a conversation with the lady next to me. She said her daughter works at Children's Hospital, and she said just yesterday, 10 kids under the age of 15 had to get psychological help because they were suicidal over bullying. Over bullying. what are we doing wrong as parents? Are we not raising our kids tough enough to hold, their ground? Because I remember getting bullied in school and I never had suicide thoughts. Again, I know we're all different, but at some point we always stood our ground. And nowadays people go straight to, I'm shooting up the school or I'm going to kill myself. And it's sad. It's very complicated. I hate touching those topics because it's a very sensitive topic that we don't know what the kid is going through at home and at school.
Right.
We don't know. The kid was 14, right? The shooter was 14. Was he killed?
No.
Did they capture him?
Yeah, he's arrested. His name was
sad.
Coat.
Really
something I forgot. His name was Coat or something. Coat.
I think he killed 2 teachers, 2 students, and hurt a few. How the hell do they get a hold of these guns?
I don't think so. I'm from the hood, so
Me
going to
too.
school in the hood, so like when we were school in the hood, we had metal detectors, but I don't know if they have those now no more.
Even if they have them, be for real. It's too many students in a high school to be checking one by one and making it in their classroom on time.
Right.
It's just that they've even now Dallas. You can't come in unless it's a clear backpack, and there's kids still going into the school premises with guns. It's just out of control. It's out of control. I'm not against guns. I'm not also with it either because of the easier access that there is to children nowadays. That's what it is for me. It's a sad situation. I hope and pray all the families are, come together. I don't know. It's really sad. It's really sad.
What's yours?
So I got 2 things. Yeah. So the first is when we grew up, what she was talking about in times. Once I fought a bully, it was a wrap. So now you got to fight me every time. So,
right.
Right. The thing is, you just got to teach your kids how to fight back. I think that's what this generation is missing.
Yes.
Like win or lose, you're gonna
Put
be
your foot
respected because you fight right.
Exactly.
And then the bully gonna leave you
alone. Right.
Yeah. Exactly. Because he knows that you're not just gonna
roll over.
Wait for him to
And then after you whip him, it's like, you hurt his pride.
Yeah.
That's the first thing. The second part is this is what I think, and I don't care. Y'all gonna say I'm a conspiracy theorist. Every election, a school gets shot up, a black person get killed.
I never thought about that.
Yes, a black person get killed, a school gets shot up, and some type of disease. And
I don't like to sit and think about that because then it has me wondering above and beyond.
It's the truth.
But it could
go
be.
Look every 4 years, and then even now, but they got a new disease out supposedly right now.
I heard about it.
Right, go look at it.
What disease? Last disease I heard was the monkeypox.
Me too, and COVID. And then that was what, Ebola.
We're killing ourselves.
Yeah, Mpox outbreak.
The monkeypox. Do they call it the monkeypox? Is that what
No,
it
they
is?
say Mpox through the monkeypox virus. So I guess a variation.
Oh, Lord.
But every 4 years, and it's the big thing now. Supposedly outbreak in Europe and Africa. It'll hit here before election come, and we probably have like another
Kind of
shutdown.
like COVID did.
Right.
Like November, December.
Right.
Yeah.
Mark my words, I said it here first. So that's gonna happen.
He called it.
Then a black person get killed by a cop, something to cause the riots in the community.
Between civil war,
And then the school gets shot up to vote or not vote on gun laws. Go do your research. Don't take my word for it. Go look every 4 years of election what happened.
Look, every 4 years, 2 years, every day, all day. We need Jesus in our life. That's it. We do. We need prayer. We man, it's crazy. It's crazy. And I think we need to teach our kids morals and values.
We do.
Self-respect. Put your foot down because it's not ever going to end.
It's not
going to end. Bullying is not since 2-3 years
before I was
ago.
born, yeah.
It's a long time ago. But it's like you said, you teach your kids to stand their ground. At least the bully will think twice to come mess with me because it's a loss of his time trying to attempt something that's not going to work.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that's what it is. All right, man. Self-defense classes. Self-defense, and it happens in every neighborhood.
Still want to hear her
One what? Tell her. Which one?
On a school shooting. So everybody.
I want your. I want to hear your thought on Wells Fargo. So look. Okay. So look. So in Arizona, there was a 6-year woman who worked there.
Oh, the lady that died at work.
Yeah.
That's because these companies don't give a damn about employees. They only care about money.
You're right.
They only care about money,
And it's how much. And you know what? It's how my dad said, everyone's replaceable. It doesn't matter how many years you work for the company. You gone one day, they'll have someone next for you.
Yep.
It's all about the dollar. So use your PTO. Take some vacations. Call in on good days, not bad days.
Ah!
They don't care. As soon as, like she said, soon as you are not there, they already working. While you there, matter of fact, they still working on your replacement. We ain't nothing but dollars to these corporations. Nothing but dollars and cents. They don't have no love for us and my family. So call in on healthy days when the sun's shining and you feel good, your hair done, your nails done, your rent paid, your car
Oh,
note
for the
paid,
hell of it.
insurance paid. Just call in. I'm done. Be done. Because they don't care about it. And her coworkers full of shit too. But you know what? It made me like no disrespect to the dead, but it made me think like, was she funky all the time? Like all the time. For them to be like, you know, Brenda over there funky, you know, like nobody even go check her cubicle. They just let the funk be in the office. So to me, I want to know, was that normal in the office?
Used to us.
Yeah.
An odor.
Not even her. It could have been somebody else in there a little funky, you know. And then it made everybody like, cause you gonna
Wait, but when did they discover her? On a Monday?
4 days later.
Yeah, 4 days later. So
Friday,
Friday,
Saturday,
Saturday,
Sunday, Monday.
Tuesday. Probably Tuesday, right?
I know it was 4 days for sure.
Yeah, so
I saw it
4 days
on the internet.
Yeah. So probably
That's a
Tuesday.
long time.
That is a long
Yeah,
time.
I'm full of shit, but I'm just saying, think about that. You ain't nobody gonna go find the smell. I'm gonna find the smell. I'm going to find it.
Okay, I'll make it quick. We gotta go. What's the next topic you answer about?
So I won't ask you about. So this is my thoughts on it. Every 4 years of election, school shooting, disease,
Oh, yeah.
black
My
person gets shot.
My fiance, word up, my fiance brought this up. He said yesterday when it happened, as soon as he came home and he came up on the news, because he didn't even know about it at work, right? So he come home, it come up on the news, and he said, election year. And
Shout out to the fiance. We here, bro.
First thing he said was election year. He said this is a consistent, repeating cycle of it's election year that's put on, get everybody, you know, sympathy and empathies, play on people's emotions to get them out into the vote and to get them to vote for who they want them to vote for. Yeah. That's all it is. That's all it is.
Yeah,
and that school shooting, that's sad. It's sad. Like, it's my biggest fear in this world, you know.
Yeah.
But I keep my son at school close so that I can get there. But we're going to have to pick this up next week because I don't like the fact that the schools take the kids' phones.
But you know what
and
now?
my child can't call me if somebody come in.
And you know what? My daughter was in a lockdown with an active shooter inside the school at DeSoto High School about before school ended.
I remember that. I actually remember that.
She was calling me. She was like, "Mom, I'm scared. If she does not have the phone and I'm not aware, because they're not going to tell you at the time of the
right, you're gonna get a text.
You're gonna get exactly. You're gonna get an email when after the fact.
Yeah.
No, that's not okay.
Yeah, but
that's
see,
not
your daughter
okay.
able to call my son at DISD. They don't let them keep their phones. He's a junior high, and they want he can't have his phone. That scares me the most.
What school is this?
It's not and I don't like the fact that they can't call. You know what I mean? Because I'm right down the street, and I want him to be able to call me.
Exactly.
I feel like I could be DPD there,
Yeah.
and I'm not gonna have no you all this shit going on. I'm going in.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm trying to go in.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to see who in there shooting so I can get them myself.
But you know what?
I'm not
What I got to
waiting on
mention?
nobody.
They said last year that this was the same guy,
And that's probably why they don't.
the same guy who was sending out threats.
Yeah, and they
It was last
interviewed
year.
him.
He's still there.
About making
Right.
terroristic threats on the school, and then
Wait,
do
this
anything.
14-year-old kid?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
same kid that shot up the school yesterday. They had already interviewed him a year ago.
We can pick
Yeah,
out.
I
We
think
can pick out for next week. Yeah.
Yeah,
All right, next week, Tori, she'll be on time.
yeah. Maybe.
Peace
Y'all
out.
need to call me later.